Welcome, LoveUS romantics, to Pulse of the Sahara, a scorching tale that will set your hearts racing and pulses pounding. At LoveUS, we're all about stories that ignite desire and defy danger. Join Noor, a fearless rally driver, and Tariq, an enigmatic nomadic guide, as they navigate the blistering Moroccan Sahara, where their fiery passion burns hotter than the desert sun. From steamy embraces in starlit tents to deadly chases through ancient Kasbahs, their love faces sabotage, betrayal, and a cursed gold cache. Subscribe to LoveUS for more heart-stopping romances. Hit the bell and dive into this desert storm of love and danger.
Noor gripped the steering wheel of her modified rally Jeep, the Moroccan Sahara stretching endlessly before her. At 28, she was a legend in the Desert Storm Rally, her fearless driving matched only by her guarded heart. Her dark hair was tied back, sweat beading on her bronzed skin as the sun blazed overhead. This year's rally was her shot at the championship, but whispers of sabotage shadowed the dunes. Her Jeep hit a ridge, and the world tilted. Metal screamed as she crashed into a dune, her vision blurring. A figure emerged from the heat haze. Tariq, tall and rugged, his keffiyeh framing eyes that pierced her like obsidian. He pulled her from the wreckage, his hand strong, calloused, grazing her bare arms, sending a jolt through her. "You're reckless," he said, voice low, a faint smirk tugging his lips. "And you're in my way," Noor shot back, her pulse racing, not just from the crash. His scent, leather and desert spice, clung to her. He checked her for injuries, his fingers lingering on her wrist, their eyes locking. "You need shelter," he said, leading her to his camel, his touch a quiet promise. They rode to a nomadic camp, tents glowing under twilight. Noor's body ached, but Tariq's nearness stirred something deeper. In a shared tent, he offered her water, his fingers brushing her lips as she drank, the air crackling. "Why help me?" she asked, her voice husky. "Maybe I like reckless women," he teased, leaning closer, his breath warm on her cheek. Before she could respond, a distant explosion rocked the camp. Tariq's eyes darkened. "They're coming for you."
Tariq pulled Noor behind a tent as rally saboteurs, masked men with rifles, swept through the camp. His body shielded hers, his arm around her waist, their breaths sinking in the chaos. "Stay low," he whispered, his lips grazing her ear, igniting a shiver. They fled into the dunes, Tariq's camel carrying them to an abandoned Kasbah, its crumbling walls a fortress against the night. Inside, moonlight spilled through broken arches, casting shadows on Tariq's chiseled features. Noor's heart pounded, not just from the chase. "Who are they?" she demanded, stepping closer, her fingers brushing his chest. "Rally rivals," he said, his hand catching hers, holding it against his heart. "They're after a gold cache hidden in the rally route. Your crash wasn't an accident." Her eyes widened. "And you know this how?" He hesitated, then pulled her closer, his hand sliding to her hips. "I've tracked them for years. Trust me, Noor." Trust was a risk, but his touch was a magnet. In the Kasbah's shadows, he kissed her, hard, hungry, his lips claiming hers as she melted against him. Her hands roamed his back, feeling the taut muscle beneath his shirt, her moans soft in the desert silence. His fingers slipped under her tank top, tracing her curves, their bodies pressed against a stone wall, heat rising. The world narrowed to their shared breath, the pulse of desire. A rifle shot shattered the moment. Tariq grabbed her hand, pulling her deeper into the Kasbah. "We're not safe yet." They reached a hidden oasis, palm trees framing a shimmering pool. Noor's body thrummed with adrenaline and want as Tariq led her to the water. "We need to clean up," he said, his eyes lingering on her dust-streaked skin. They stripped to their underclothes, the cool water a shock against the desert heat. Tariq's gaze traced her form, his hands guiding her into the pool, his touch electric.
"Your trouble," she murmured, her legs brushing his underwater, her body arching toward him. "And you're irresistible," he growled, pulling her close. Their kiss was a storm, his hands roaming her back, her fingers digging into his shoulders, water sluiced over them as he lifted her, her legs wrapping around his waist, their bodies melding in a dance of need. Her gasps echoed as his lips trailed down her neck, the oasis a cocoon of their desire. As they lay on the sandy shore, bodies entwined under starlight, Tariq whispered, "I've never met anyone like you." The sincerity in his voice cracked her defenses, but a rustle in the palms snapped them alert. A drone's red light pierced the night, and Tariq cursed, "They found us." They scrambled for cover, Noor clutching her gear, Tariq's hand steady on hers. The oasis was no longer safe, but their connection burned brighter.
Tariq led Noor to a rally checkpoint, a dusty outpost buzzing with racers. He introduced her to Aisha, a mechanic with insider knowledge of the sabotage plot. Aisha's eyes lingered on Tariq, a familiarity that pricked Noor's jealousy. "The gold's buried under the rally's final marker," Aisha said, handing them a map, "but someone's rigging the race to get it first." Noor studied Tariq, suspicion flaring. "What's your stake in this?" she asked, her voice sharp. He pulled her aside, his hands framing her face. "I want the gold to free my family from debt to the saboteurs. I'm not your enemy, Noor." His touch softened her, and in a mechanic's tent, their passion reignited. He pressed her against a workbench, her tank top sliding up, his lips exploring her collarbone as she moaned, her hands tugging his hair. Their lovemaking was urgent, tools clattering to the floor, their bodies a defiant claim against the danger. But Aisha's betrayal came swift. She'd tipped off the saboteurs. Armed men stormed the checkpoint, and Noor and Tariq fought back, her driving skills dodging bullets, his knife flashing. They escaped in her repaired jeep, the map their only lead. As they sped through the dunes, Noor's heart wrestled with trust and desire. "No more secrets," she said, her hand gripping his. He nodded, but his eyes held a shadow.
The map led to a ruined fortress, its towers crumbling under the Sahara's wrath. The gold cache, hidden in a vault, glowed with an eerie light, cursed by ancient Berber legends. Noor's fingers brushed Tariq's as they pried open the vault, their touch a spark in the dim light. "This feels wrong," she whispered, the air heavy with foreboding. Inside, gold coins and jewels shimmered, but carvings warned of a curse. Those who claimed the treasure would lose what they loved most. Tariq's face paled. "My sister, she's tied to the saboteurs. They'll kill her if I don't deliver." Noor's heart clenched, but before she could respond, the saboteurs attacked, led by a ruthless racer, Malik. He revealed Tariq's past. He'd once worked for the saboteurs, betraying a partner who died. Noor's trust wavered, but Tariq's desperate plea, his hands cupping her face, his lips brushing hers, kept her anchored. "You're my reason to fight," he said. They fought back, Noor wielding a tire iron, Tariq's shots precise. In the chaos, Noor activated a trap, collapsing the vault's entrance, trapping Malik. But the curse's weight lingered, and Tariq's wounds bled heavily. Noor dragged Tariq to a cave, her hands stained with his blood. She tended him, her lips brushing his forehead, their fingers entwined. "Stay with me," she whispered, her voice breaking. In the cave's dim light, their kiss was slow, reverent, a vow against death. His hands slid under her shirt, their bodies pressing close, a final act of love as the curse's shadow loomed. Tariq woke, weak but alive, his smile grounding her. "You're my oasis," he murmured. Noor contacted rally officials, exposing the sabotage plot with Aisha's stolen data. The saboteurs were arrested, the gold secured, but the curse's threat remained.
In a desert tent, their lovemaking was fierce, her body straddling his, their breaths a symphony of survival, defying the curse's grip.
The rally's final stage loomed, and Noor drove with Tariq beside her, their bond unbreakable. The curse's warning echoed, but they faced it together. As they crossed the finish line, the crowd roared, unaware of the gold's fate. Noor and Tariq vanished into the Sahara, their love a fire no curse could quench. In a starlit dune, their bodies entwined, slow and tender, a promise of forever.
Noor and Tariq's love pulsed through the Sahara, a testament to passion's power. For LoveUS fans, this is why we're here. Stories that burn, thrill, and endure. Subscribe, comment, and share your favorite moment from Pulse of the Sahara. What's next for our desert lovers?